Hello, my name is Willie Minix. I'm a music teacher and a pastor in Indiana, and today I'm going to be teaching, per request, a couple videos about how to play the guitar. I'm going to start off with the most basic information that you need to know about playing the guitar, and that's how to tune your guitar. I'm going to teach you two different ways today. The first way that I'm going to teach you uses an electronic tuner, which is one of the most common ways nowadays, and then I'm going to teach you how to refine it and fine-tune it with what's called the standard method or the traditional method. Now, I'm using a Korg chromatic tuner. This is actually the CA1, and I don't think they make this anymore, but you can find other versions of this from like Musician's Friend and some of the other places where you can buy instruments. And a chromatic tuner lets you tune all the notes. See, a lot of guitar tuners only let you tune just the standard notes on the guitar. And the notes on the guitar, starting at the bottom string, the thick string, is E, A, D, G, B, E. And I teach a lot of my students to say funny little phrases to help remember things. And what I teach them for this is, every alien drinks Gatorade before eating. That's just a funny little phrase to help remember the names, the note letters for the different strings on the guitar. Every alien drinks Gatorade before eating. And when you use an electronic tuner and you turn it on, you'll get like a little, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it'll pop up different notes whenever it hears a pitch. And so to play it, you can either plug into the little plug here and plug your guitar into it, or you can just hold it up near the guitar, and as you pluck a string, it will tell you what note you're closest to. And if you're not on an E when you hit that bottom string, like for instance, when I pluck this, I'm almost, well, it's kind of wavering between an E and an F sharp. So let me stop talking for a second so you can hear what I'm playing. Okay, so I'm a little flat. And flat means that I'm to the left on my cymbal, so it means that it's registering over on this end. The red button is lit up. Now I want it to light up to the green button. Okay, and sharp would be on the right-hand side. And flat is when you go back. If you're on a scale and you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's how your notes go. To go flat means you go back a half step. So A flat, B flat, there is no C flat, D flat, E flat, there's no F flat, G flat, A flat, and then B flat again. Now, if you're sharp, you go from the note up a half step. So if you're, let's say you're on A, you go to A sharp, which, as we talked about just a second ago, is also called B flat. If you're on C and you go up a half step, you're at C sharp, but that's also called D flat. If you're at D and you go up a half step, you're at D sharp, that's also called E flat. E doesn't have a sharp because F doesn't have a flat. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. F to F sharp is also called G flat. G, then you go up to G sharp, that's A flat. And then you're back at A, and you can go back up to A sharp again if you want to, which again is B flat. So sharps and flats have two names, and it depends on the direction that you go. But when you're tuning, you got to be careful to make sure that you get it to where it's right on the green. Okay, so when I tune it, I twist. I'm going to move my guitar just a little bit so you can see my I guess I'm going to move this one. My tuning pegs. These are the tuning pegs of your guitar. This is the nut. The strings go across the nut down to the bridge. Now, the electric guitars and acoustic guitars, they all have the same general layout. I'm playing an electric, of course, today. And when I'm tuning, I have to tune my tuning peg. So I pluck the string, I turn my tuning peg until the light turns green. Now see how it's settled? It's basically green there. It may waver a little bit, but that's okay. You don't have to worry about that too much. just as long as you're generally in tune. You'll get better and better at fine-tuning the longer you play. The next one is a little bit sharp, so this one I have to actually turn it back a little bit, and now I'm on A. Then D looks like it's a little sharp, so now I'm on D. G is way sharp. Turn it back to G. Now my light's lighting up there. B is a little sharp. Now I'm on B. And then finally E. That one's a little sharp too. And now I'm in tune. Relatively. Now there are other ways you can start, and if you want to tune it to where sometimes when you tune starting at the bottom and going to the top, what happens is the other strings might go out a little bit. So some people advocate starting in the middle. So you tune the D, and like see, I'm already just a little bit out already. So I get that tuned where it needs to go. G, A, finally your E's. You can use whichever method you prefer. The next thing I want to teach you is how to do it the traditional way. Now, if you know that your bottom string is an E, and that's your E, you can find a piano or pitch pipe or harmonica or anything that you know what the note E sounds like on, and you can tune to that E. Or you can even use your tuner and find an E note, and then you count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets. And that's because that note, when you play the 5th fret, is actually an A. So you've got E. Now remember, there's no sharp between E and F, so the next note is F. Then F sharp to G, G sharp to A. Now, so this string, when you're playing the 5th fret on the E string, it should sound the same, and my guitar needs a little bit of adjustment. That's pretty close. So now my E and my A string are in tune with each other because I played an A here and I played an A here. Now, if we go up to the next string, we're going to try to find a D note because the D is the next string that needs to be tuned. So we'll count up A sharp, B, there's no B sharp, so C, C sharp, and then we're on a D. So D, D. And you should be able to pluck them together and they should sound even. If you're playing, like, say, with distortion on your guitar, you may hear what's called beats, and beats are, in fact, let me change my guitar setting real quick and I'll show you what beats can sound like. If you adjust the okay, I got some distortion. This may distort a little bit even because my microphone's not that great. Listen to this. You hear that sound? That's called beats. And one way to tune your guitar is if you know one of your strings is in tune, you tune it until the beats go away. So listen to this. So that's how you would tune using beats. Now we're on the next string, so we got every alien drinks. The next one is a G. So that's still a little loud. I'm afraid that might distort. That's not loud at all. There we go. That's a little bit better. I have a Fender Frontman 15G amplifier. It's a tiny little amp. I'll show it to you if I can. It's a tiny, tiny little amp. But this is one of the loudest amplifiers I have ever used. It's enormously loud. I can set it on 2, and it's loud enough to play in a band. If I get it, well, like, you know, playing just rock and blues and stuff. If I put it on like 10, my windows start to shake in my house. I mean, it's just ridiculously a loud amp. But, you know, that's good if you're playing small clubs or something like that, and you need a loud amp because you can use it as your monitor and as your amplifier. But anyhow, back to tuning. So now I've got to tune the G. So I count up D. Let me give you just a little more volume. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and now I'm at a G. And notice I'm playing, I don't know if you can see that very well, but I'm playing this, the D string, and it's got the same sound sort of as the G string there. Now, in the next string it's different. So far we've been on the 5th fret with all of them. The next one we won't be on the 5th fret. Now watch this, we're on the G string and we're trying to find a B note. So G, G sharp, what comes next is A sharp, and then B is actually on the 4th fret. So I don't know if you can see that very good, but there's the 4th fret. On all the other ones we've been on the 5th fret. Here we're on the 4th fret. I was a little bit out there. And then finally we're on the B looking for an E note, so we're on the B string, B, C, because there's no B sharp, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. You've heard the beats beginning. Hear them? We don't want that. That's closer. That's how you tune your guitar. Now, the nice thing about having a chromatic tuner is that you can use the chromatic tuner to help tune lots of different instruments. So if you play guitar and mandolin, guitar and banjo, or guitar and violin, or whatever, one chromatic tuner will tune them all. It sounds like Lord of the Rings or something, but one tuner to tune them. Anyhow, if you get a guitar tuner, then you have to buy another tuner when you go to tune different instruments. So that's just a good tuner to keep in mind when you're shopping for different electronic tuners. If you use pitch pipes, then it really doesn't matter because you're going to learn whatever your instrument is, how to tune relative to that instrument. And that's what the traditional tuning, how that works. So that's how to tune your guitar. The next time I'm going to teach you my favorite scale. It's called the pentatonic box, so look for that next. And practice this. It's an invaluable lesson that you will definitely need throughout your days as a guitar player. So God bless, have a great day, and I hope to catch you later.